Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kristen, and today I am unboxing my third OMAS fountain pen. Yeah, it escalated pretty quickly. Let's dig in. Okay, fine, I need some scissors. I'm really glad that this was packaged very carefully and very securely. Who wants an OMAS flying out of a package on the way here? This came from the UK, I believe. What? Michael Michael Stephen? Thank you. This is something random. I got a super thanks. My first ever super thanks from someone. I didn't even know that was possible. So thank you so much for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, YouTuber newbie here. So I don't even know what's possible. Okay. All right. So the seller they really packaged this pen very well. I purchased this from a seller through Instagram, the Virtual Pen Show Instagram account. And yes, I saw this OMAS and it was just, oh, yeah. Okay, let me open it. Let me just open it. Okay. Hi. But first, coffee. I think it is so cool when someone is thoughtful enough to write like a little note. It's so cool. Happy new pen. Yes, enjoy this. It's stunning and a wonderful writer. All the best. Robert Oster, Lake of Fire. That's a nice green. Cool. Okay. No, you can't just borrow my pen. I love that. I love it. All right. So yeah, as you can see, there was no packaging for the pen. Oh, okay. Okay, so I was expecting a different shade of green, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not. This is much more blue than I was anticipating. I thought it was going to be like a warmer shade of green, but this is more of a teal color, which it does help me try and figure out what ink color that I'm going to use in this pen. It's like a marbling effect in here. The grain of the wood, it is so beautiful. Okay, so this is an OMAS Ogiva, an AM87 is one of the Briarwood fountain pens. And I looked up a little bit of information. I found something on tinpen.it, and it says the OMAS AM 1987 was designed by Gianluca Malaguti, Armando Simone's nephew, to honor his father, Angelo Malaguti, who died in 1987. The pen is manufactured in Briarwood. The line of AM 1987 comprises of ogiva-shaped piston fillers in various colors of wood, brown, blue, green, etc., and in two sizes. The small size is thinner and does not have the decorated band on this section. So I've got the larger size because it has the decorated band on this section. Okay. All right, so that nib is beautiful. Okay, this is a medium nib, and I purchased this secondhand, like I said, from a seller through the Virtual Pen Show's Instagram account. And so this is the OMAS AM87 in the green Briarwood. Okay, let me just put this next to my other OMAS fountain pens. All right, so these are my three OMAS Ogiva fountain pens. This is the Saft Green Celluloid. This is the green Briarwood model, and this is the, I believe it's the brown Briarwood model. So both of these are AM87s, and this one is the Saft Green Celluloid model. They just look so beautiful. Look at them. This really escalated really quickly. I had 0 OMAS fountain pens, and now I've got 3, and I'm not going to stop here. Honestly, I'm not going to stop here. But I do not anticipate purchasing one in the near future because the one that I want costs a really pretty penny. That one's going to take a while. But what I have right now is just so beautiful. You can actually see in some of these areas where it looks like there's been some darkening or a little bit of discoloration, which I don't mind because I like the character of it. Because like this piston area is a bit darker, and the area right here where it says OMAS PER, what does that say? I wonder if that's someone's name. If you can see it and read it, Please tell me what it says. But as of right now, I have no idea what it says. Let me do a little bit of writing, dry writing, see what it feels like. There's some feedback on this one. What? At least on the upstroke, but that downstroke is like buttery smooth. It's nicely aligned. I love the bounce on this nib. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So beautiful. Feels beautiful as well. Oh, wow. I think I just get shocked. I don't even know what to expect when I use OMAS fountain pens for the first time because they're just so different from everything else that I've experienced in the past. I don't even know. It's like the fountain pen has to teach me how it wants to be used. That's how I feel whenever I pick up a OMAS fountain pen. It's just like, okay, what kind of mood are you in, fountain pen? All right, let me cater to that because it's just that good. I have a couple other pens to kind of give you a better sense of scale for these fountain pens. Here is my Pilot Custom 823. Here is a Sailor 1911 large. And let me put you off to the side since you're basically the same pen. And here is my TWSBI Eco. So it looks like the OMAS AM87 is probably the tallest. Let me bring you over a bit closer. Get a better feel, better understanding of the height of these fountain pens. So it's about the same size as the Pilot Custom 823. Yeah, they're about the same size. The AM87 seems to be a little bit girthier, but they both feel really great. With this fountain pen, there is definitely some texture, but it's the type of texture that I really do enjoy. It's like, it's a wooden pen. And so you feel the ridges, the life that this tree lived. So this one is not as glossy as the brown Briarwood, but I still appreciate both of them because they're just so cool. They're so cool. Okay, they're so nice. They're very light fountain pens. Like this is basically feather light. I was a little bit thrown when I first picked this one up because I was like, what in the world? There's nothing in my hands. It doesn't feel real. Honestly, if you pick up this Pilot Custom 823 has some weight to it because of the internal parts, but it feels like there is nothing on the inside of these two fountain pens because they're just so light, but they pack a punch. And I have been so very pleased with these two fountain pens that I just had to have a green one as well. So here I am. Here we are. Let me take a look at these beautiful, beautiful nibs. Look at all these beautiful nibs. I love every single nib right here. These are some beautiful pens, beautiful writers. I am so absolutely happy with every single one of them. Let's take a look at this nib. Look at how beautiful that nib is. I love this two-tone nib. It's got an M for medium on the side. This is a fine nib. It's got that F on the side. So let me put the two of them together side by side so you can see. Yeah. What I want to do is pick out an ink for this fountain pen. I'm going to ink it up and do a writing sample of all three of these fountain pens. So let's take a look at some potential ink colors. Diamond Salamander, maybe, but it looks a bit too warm for this color. Best wishes. Oops. Jane Austen might be a bit too warm as well. Carnival might be a bit fun. But I was thinking more along the lines of this Diplomat Deep Green or Pelican 4001 Dark Green. Do I have something a little bit more? Oh, I don't have anything in between these two colors. It would have been nice if I had something in between these two colors. But Pelican 4001 Dark Green might be a good one. Let's take a look. Maybe. This is a good one. But I see even a little bit more blue in the fountain pen than there is in this ink. I don't want to put a blue in here. I could go brown, maybe. Oh, purple would be cool. Oh, that would be nice too. To have a nice little contrast. This is an option. That's an option. That would be interesting. But I already have a pen inked up with this ink. Brilliant brown. But I have brilliant brown in this brown Briarwood. Oh, wow. Writer's blood would be pretty cool in here. I don't think I want a black ink in here or gray. Okay, so it looks like I'm probably going to pick one of these two colors. And I kind of want to go a little unexpected with it. because I think I already have dark green inked up somewhere else. So I'm going to do Herbin Larme de Cassis in my green fountain pen. So I'm trying to relax a whole matchy ideals. So we're going to put Herbin in this fountain pen. But before I do that, I'm going to flush the pen to make sure that it's nice and clean and ready for a new ink. Okay, so plans change. Plan A is not going to work because there was still green ink in this fountain pen. I flushed out as much as I could, but there's still a little bit more the more I rinse it out. So I'm going to ink up this pen with a new ink that I just finished swatching, and it is Robert Oster River of Fire. Look at how beautiful this ink is. Okay, so yeah, this is a gorgeous ink color. I was not planning on using it so quickly, so soon, but it just, oh, they look so nice together. So that's what I'm going to do. There are some small dings that shows that this fountain pen has been used, but I have no problem with that because it's a secondhand pen. All right, so let's get this ready. This is 4 milliliters, so I don't really need to put it in my ink miser. I'm just gonna stabilize it in my little Inkapet. Oh, okay. It's a piston fill pen. It was very difficult to get it started, but it feels like it's nicely lubricated after I get the actual piston going. So that's a good thing. Look at that. There was still, see, look at that. I rinsed off the pen, but there's still some ink. Yeah, look at that. Still got ink in the pen. So that's why I'm going with green. All right. This is Tomoe River paper. This is my new. This is so wet. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I don't know if I can show you like exactly how juicy wet this is, but look, this ink is pooling. Okay, almost. All right. Oh my goodness. OMAS is just ridiculous. That's a wet pen. So this is a medium nib. Let's do a comparison. And this is my other OMAS AM87. For a fine nib, this is still very, very wet. And this was my first OMAS fountain pen. This is also on a medium. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So you can see that this is the wettest out of all 3 of these fountain pens. Oh wee. Oh wee. We've got that green, the brown, and the saft green. Look at these gorgeous colors. They look so beautiful together. This is, oh, do you see that? Okay. Wow. It's crazy. That's crazy. These are some super bouncy nibs. Robert Oster, River of Fire. This is, I think this is Pelikan 4001 Brilliant Brown. This one has a little bit of flex too. It does not flex as much as the medium nib. Also flexible. Look at these beautiful inks. So with this OMAS nib, I can feel a little bit of like whispery feedback. This medium nib has a little bit of like a whispery feedback. Like there's a hint of some texture on that nib. With this one, oh my gosh. I would say this one is a little bit smoother. My green Briarwood is a little bit smoother than the nib on my Saft Green Ogiva. But they're both so great. But I actually think, oh my gosh. I didn't think it could get any better than this, but I think it honestly did get better. It got better. It got much better. I'm just now seeing this one has 2 trim rings or center band. It has 1 thick band on the cap with a trim ring right above it. These 2 OMAS Ogiva or AM87 Briarwood models, they have 3 bands on the cap. 3 bands versus 2 bands. But there's a trim ring down here where the piston is located on the Saft Green model. No gold trim down here at the pistons for the Briarwood models. They're a little bit different, and the same thing with the clips. These 2 have the same faceted clip, and this one has a little wheel at the end. And both Briarwood models have 2-tone gold nib. The nib is a little bit different on the 2 Briarwood models. Let me see if I can bring you a bit closer. Take a look at that. So yeah, I am just now realizing that these nibs are slightly different on the Briarwood fountain pens. The font of OMAS is different on the nibs, and 18K is indicated on the nib for the brown Briarwood model. And of course the text on the barrel is unique. But yeah, so these are my lovely OMAS fountain pens. Now, am I done purchasing fountain pens? No, I am not, but I am taking a short break, a little intermission before I purchase the 4th one. And hopefully that will be the final one, but we shall see. I would love to have an Arco Bronze or Arco Verde model in my collection. And I would love to have a broad nib in my collection. Now, if I can get both of those requirements met in one fountain pen, then that should complete my OMAS collection. If not, I might have more than 4 OMAS fountain pens. Yeah, so if I could get a broad nibbed Arco Bronze or Verde Paragon in really good shape, in order for me to find exactly what I want and be able to pay for that, it's going to take me some time. So yes, I hope you enjoyed watching me unbox my new green Briarwood fountain pen. Yeah, let me know what you think about these OMAS fountain pens. Oh, just as a disclaimer, these are original OMAS fountain pens from before the company was liquidated and resurrected. All 3 of these are secondhand, vintage if you want to call them, fountain pens. I don't know exactly when these fountain pens were produced, but I do know that they were produced before the company was liquidated years ago and was resurrected recently. So these are before all of that happened. These are original OMAS fountain pens. At this time, I have no experience with the newer OMAS fountain pens. I can't give you a comparison between these fountain pens and the newer ones that have been released very recently. But what I can say is that the ones that I have in my collection right now are awesome. They are amazing. I love the writing experience of each one of these, and I would never touch the nibs on any of these fountain pens because they're just so good. I am so glad that their previous owners have taken good care of these fountain pens, and they have a good home with me. Let me know if you have any questions about my unboxing or the 2 other OMAS fountain pens that I have in my collection. What do you think about these fountain pens? What do you think about OMAS as a brand? How OMAS was before it was resurrected and how it is now? I mean, I would love to hear your perspective. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. What would I compare these to? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm still recording. Oh my gosh. I asked myself a random question like, is there anything else in my collection that I could compare to the feel of writing with an OMAS fountain pen? This is a beautiful gold Yovo nib, and it is lovely. It's nice and bouncy and smooth. Even with a shimmer ink in here, it is a beautiful brown with a green sheen and blue shimmer if it's agitated enough. But I did not agitate it. I just wanted to know what the nib felt like writing on paper. And it is so nice, so pleasant. But then when I pick this up, it's like there's no competition. I'm sorry. There is no competition between the 2 of these. Now I need to go and pick up my, I got a Visconti right here. Hold on. Let me compare this one. Ooh, okay. All right, so it seems that this end Aurelian, there we go. but it's still a very, very dry ink. All right, so Andrellium Purple Gallinule Purple is not going to be a good ink for me. I'm sorry, you're just going to be disqualified for the moment. But I got a Sailor King of Pen. I'm trying to find like these really, really nice fountain pens that people would probably have on their list as Grail pens, or like one of those someday maybe or maybe never fountain pens. This feels really good. Yes, this feels like a really, really nice fountain pen. This medium nib looks like an OMAS fine nib almost. So it's somewhere between a medium and a fine. This medium is between the medium and fine OMAS. But this here nib, there really is no comparison between an OMAS nib and some of these other pens. Like, it beats out, I'm sorry, the Yovo Gold nib. It beats out the Sailor King of Pen nib. For me, I don't know about you, but for me, this specific one, this one specifically, is my current favorite nib right now. So yeah, these are super juicy, super wet pens. Oh my gosh. This pen is just gorgeous. I got a little bit more ink in my Visconti Kaleido. This one has been ground down to a cursive smooth italic by Dan Smith, the Nib Smith. And it is quite wet. Oh man. Oh, I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer because that feels really good. Ooh, I don't know. This one is much more smooth. The nib on this pen is much more smooth, and it's probably because I asked for it to be as smooth, as wet and smooth as possible. And this one actually has more texture, more feedback to the nib than my Visconti because I had this one customized for me. Now this, oh, but the bounce and the juiciness on this thing is amazing. There's still a bit of bounce here. Can I just say that these are both my favorites right now? Nib wise, these are my two favorite fountain pens in my collection because this has been customized to my preferences, to my liking. And this one is just good because the people who produced this thing knew what they were doing. To see that this was the default nib that every OMAS pen came out with, like, oh, wow. I am shocked. I am shaken. I'm shook it. I think that's it. If you have any questions about any of these fountain pens, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Visconti fountain pens. Let me know what you think about OMAS fountain pens. What is your Grail pen? What are you saving up for? I would love to hear from you. Leave all that in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.